to Mirage. That's going to be the map we're going to be seeing all the action on this time around as well. And that time, it was actually NiP to come away victorious.
Yes, it was. Quite a game as well. We'll find out here. It's all going to play out. MiBR are going to be starting on the CT side. NiP on the T side. Of course, NiP losing to Space Soldiers. I actually think that's a pretty remarkable situation. Of course, you have the round-robin group stage. That's going to be hard to deal with.
And I mean, the kind of performance that Centaurus delivered as well is something out of the ordinary as well. I mean, I think he ended up pretty close to 40 frags.
In regulation. Yeah, a little bit crazy, isn't it? Already they're pushing the bomb site. Quick Stewie in a little bit of a trouble, but instant headshot. He's looking for more. Not even reloading yet. The bomb's going down in front, and finally he's going to get taken out. Great return here from the Swedes, dropping both Stewie and Fallen. That's going to be a big opening into the site. 4-on-3 for the after plant. No kit currently picked up. It might be, it's on the steps right there, so they can at least recover that. Makes a big difference. 10 seconds to 5 seconds in the defuse time. Fur in the middle waiting. MiBR. Pistol round here is going to be so big for a best of one, but Dennis hitting more shots. Oh my god, that's another headshot being brought in, and he's looking to close it out. Tarek in so much trouble. Yeah, he's going to just part a grenade in there, and he's definitely done here. A 1-on-4. Trying to see if he can hunt it down. It's not going to be possible. That will be the round for NiP. Really big news. They had a lot of defense there for MiBR, but it didn't even matter.
No, it looked promising as well. Stewie getting that first opening to actually alleviate some pressure. Just didn't get out of dodge initially. As you said, he got into a bit of a wonky position, so wasn't quite able to get out of dodge. Nice to see Dennis coming up, you know, shining brightly for NiP early on. He had a pretty good game versus Space Soldiers as well, and he's one of the players who's been in a bit of a slump. You'd expect more out of a player of Dennis' caliber, but if he can get things going and become, you know, that pistol round terror that we've known him as, it could be a big thing for NiP to play off of.
Yep, I absolutely agree. Bit of a missed smoke in the window. It's the one you could see down towards underpass, so Rez is going to go and investigate, make sure no one's hanging around down here, but I agree. I actually think NiP need Dennis even just on a sort of personality level.
Yeah.
Like, he's a funny person. They need someone to, like, you know, lighten up the mood a little bit sometimes. So, you know, obviously they need him to do the fragging more than anything else, but I think he's a nice fit for the team in that sense. Just, you need to perform at that level. Trying to get the headshots through, which is kind of possible, but not able to connect with anything this time. And NiP going to be on the A-bomb site, trying to see if they could run it down. Forrest checking left and right. A lot of people on the other side waiting to see if they could set up maybe for some sort of retake here.
Look at how far away the bomb is, though, and you already got the quick rotation coming from Tarek. He might actually be able to catch Lekro in the back the second he makes his way on top of the site. Actually, no, nicely handled by NiP there. Forrest actually swapping out positions, so they avoid that scare. But all of MiBR already in place here to potentially set up for a retake. Not that it's seemingly happening here. Bomb's still not down on the side of NiP, but 3 kills to their name.
Oh, the timing is really good for Cold Sierra, but Dennis will end the round with a triple kill. And I don't know, that could have gone really badly for the Swedish team. They were sort of weirdly locked in. If that flank had worked, then I think the triple push out of CT spawn would have been a bit more lethal.
Oh, yeah, because immediately you get flustered if you're NiP. You drop the bomb at a position, time is starting to wind down a little bit, and you have to adjust, and it's very easy in those kind of situations. If you already made the mistake of not having a protocol for covering Lekro from any sort of quick rotation, then you're probably not going to have any sort of protocol to actually deal with the fact that a certain player nearest to the bomb is actually going to retrieve it and so on. And you're going to have multiple players focusing on the same thing, which makes MiBR's presence in spawn so much more lethal.
So they've rushed the bomb site, and they're not going to find anyone here, which I guess is, like, it feels like that's a good idea, but that can be very dangerous. If you're NiP, they obviously probably are just going to be up against, you know, USPs and P250s, which they more or less are, but still, rushing bomb sites in anti-ecos can be a little bit scary from time to time. Yeah,
especially on a site like B as well. You go through such a narrow choke point in halls there. All you need is maybe, if you play a team like Astralis, for instance, it could be triple nades. I mean, it's $300 per player, not a massive investment. You do that instead of the P250s. That can either just lower the HP of your players so significantly, or just take them out completely. That it's definitely something to consider. But gamble works out this time around, though.
Oh, what a win for Tarek. They can't even get the AK away from him unless he steps into the window. Yeah, he's going to be fine. That's actually just a big win. Stealing the AK-47 into the next round. Means he can buy a lot more utility.
It's $2,700 saved. Yeah, he actually wouldn't have, yeah, as you can tell by the money he has left right now, 2,950. He wouldn't have been able to actually have all the utility he does right now. Would have had to spend 3.1 on a Colt himself. That goes a long way. Now it's on MiBR to see if they can actually bring this back, though. Talked about how important it is to equalize that advantage after winning pistol early on, to not let the T side of NiP get too comfortable, especially from an economical point of view. Speaking of economics, pretty reserved buy on the side of NiP here. 2 SMGs and a Galil.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Dennis going to be charging in, though. If they can win this round with this little weaponry, that's just going to be a huge bonus for NiP. They'll have so much more money to work with. MiBR giving up the bomb site, not even contesting it. Just going to go for the retake, I guess. Tariq actually rotating all the way through T-spawn while Rez is an underpass. So they've somehow walked past each other. Yeah, they've missed each other on that side of the map. Could make for a very, very awkward retake. Or maybe a great defense here out of NiP. We'll see. Get right, going to win the fight against Tariq. That's a big kill to be getting. And look at Rez. The underpass play works out perfectly. One more bullet, and he would have got that double kill. But they already know they have to back on out. There's no chance for a retake. That's huge play. That's just that little positional mistake. It wasn't even a mistake. Just the fact that Tariq didn't hear Rez over on the other side is very unfortunate.
Yeah, and Rez plays it out really nice as well. You can see Fur was initially clearing out top mid to see if there was any lurkers, which there were from NiP's side as well. But Rez actually staying calm, not pouncing on it too early, allows him to find not only Fur, obviously, but a second MiBR player in connector, unassuming.
Here's something really interesting because of the format that we're playing, where these maps were picked, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And as a result, NiP have just played Space Soldiers on this map. Now they're playing MiBR, so they're, normally in the best of 3 you get to play different maps, right? But in this format, you're almost playing sort of like a best of 2, but on the same map. So against a different team, that's fine. But you get to be warmed up in a different way. Oh yeah. And that's really interesting.
Especially because, I mean, the kind of mistakes you did, seeing how NiP actually lost their opening map, MiBR, they won theirs. Yeah. You also get to kind of have those, if it's mental mistakes or what have you, at least those errors that you've made in the first game, you can easily actually identify them and rectify it immediately right after, because you get another go at it. Oh. MiBR on their side, though, they started on Dust too, so they're not going to have that benefit.
Not in the same way. It's a beautiful P250 shot coming out from Stewie. Putting Dennis to rest immediately. Get right. Very scary if he goes down. He kind of wants to stick around, I think, to save the weapon here and make sure they can't really pick it up. The rest of the cavalry is coming in. Forrest and Lekra right behind him. And Get right doing a pretty good job holding on to everything at the moment. Just crouching on in and looking for something to make this work.
It seems like MiBR aware of the gap there. Stewie tries to pick up the weapon, actually gets away successfully too. Pretty big get.
He can't really stay here, and Lekra will take him down. I don't blame them for pushing out into that, because if they're both sort of trapped underneath Shadow here, that's probably not going to work out so well. Are they going to guess that Fur is in here, though? Stewie's been having a big presence, not checking the corner. Forrest waiting for the bomb plant with 30 seconds. Going to pick up the one. This is brilliant from Fur. He almost gets a double, and Cole now. Oh my god, the headshot to take down Forrest. That's incredible. Really, really well done. MiBR stealing that round.
Yeah, Fur doing pretty much everything he could, but you feel like the hope of winning a round actually, fades the second he's not able to actually deal with Forrest. He gets the first frag, that's all well and done, actually disrupts the bomb plant as well, but yeah, it's exactly enough to give coldzera the space he needs. And he nails 2 pretty shots to really get MiBR back on the board.
That's the kind of, I mean, I feel like from MiBR, they're obviously rebuilding the team. The Yanko on the team now, it's all really exciting, but that kind of depth is what I want out of some of their players. Stewie with the first one, coldzera to close it off. They have to have that kind of lethality in their play. So to see it right now is obviously good news. Oh, a beautiful shot though. Lekra has been so good at this since he's been on NiP, opening up these rounds. But Fur and Stewie fighting right back. 3 kills in their favor. Lekra long range going to be taking down Stewie. And now it's another 2-on-3 here. And NiP, can they hold on to this site? MiBR, they've got a really, really good shot at retaking. They're not really spending too, well, not being too quick about it. Just waiting a little bit while the bomb is down in front. Falling, holding in one angle, and Rez is going to be taking down first. And now a 1-on-3. Oh, sorry, 2-on-2 here. Not looking very good at the moment. Wasting a lot of time already, MiBR, but it doesn't matter. They're going to make it work anyway. It's not bad at all. Defuse going to come in. Fallen has the kit, so he's going to be safe, even though it was getting a bit tricky there. 2-4. That was hard fought at the end.
It really was. NiP doing pretty much everything they had to do in milking time from MiBR there. You could see they waited out to the very, very end before they refreshed their Molotovs in window, the smoke towards kitchen entrance as well. So they pretty much had to rely on Fur to instigate any sort of action from Catwalk. And with him getting taken out, that's a pretty big get for NiP. They were definitely in a position where they could have won that out. And again, you talk about the economical aspects in the game. That would have meant MiBR would have been back to a reset, no weapons, no nothing. Could have really derailed things. Instead, they get given a second life, and with that, they're going to push aggressively up mid as well.
Quick around the corner. Dennis leading the charge with the MP7, and they're going to find someone in the corner hiding. Called Zira getting one big kill. Nice tracking mid-air. Couldn't readjust for the third one, but Stewie's going to be there. That's the bomb drop, buying a lot of time now for the rest of the MiBR side to make it onto the A bomb side. Get it right, no one defending CT spawn. That's an incredibly risky plant, but here's the flank coming in as well for easily hitting the headshot. And now all on the shoulders of Get Right here. He knows he's got almost no position to stand on. One false move and he's going to get shot down immediately. He's just waiting for it. That smoke buying a little bit of time. Going to go for the early fight, and now he's been identified. They know exactly where he is at the moment. A little bit of a grenade raining in. He's going to get shot down. Good round from MiBR. That's going to be 3 in a row. But even more importantly, the money is gone for NiP, and they keep both the ops alive. This is great news.
Yeah, it's wonderful for MiBR. Doing such a efficient and good job of actually being able to trade early on there as NiP make their approach towards A. Really what sets them apart here. I mean, Get Right does have an opportunity. I do like the fact that he puts down the smoke towards Fur. Obviously, that negates any sort of, I guess, easy access that Fur has to it. He has to commit to a jump on top of Tetris or something like that if he actually wants to be a part of the action. That's a favorable angle for Get Right any day of the week. So he has to stay passive. That gives him an opportunity at least to find Tarek. And I think if he does that, he can reposition, maybe be able to isolate the two remaining MiBR players. But MiBR played that really well.
It's a job well done.
Because of the bomb plant as well, they're able to eke out a buy. It's not a strong one, though, as you mentioned. Like, the money's starting to dwindle pretty heavily on the side of NiP.
Yeah, I was almost questioning if they could at all. Maybe they should have gone for CCs and a little bit less.
Light armor, maybe set up for utility, try to get a bomb plant towards one of the bomb sites. I mean, even CZs, towards the bomb site, towards, well, like B, if you have, your set smokes with to cover off Catwalk, that kind of stuff, it can still do a ton of damage. And this, well, it puts you on a bit of a time where you're not easily able to get map control. Instead, MiBR going to get aggressive. That's for familiar territory for him. Is only going to be able to find Lekro, but well, at least get the information as to where Forrest is out and about. Still 2 ops on the side of MiBR as well. That allows them to actually have one player solely towards that B bomb site in apps.
If you're Fallen, think of how rarely you can hold middle like this without being smoked or Molotov. I mean, he's got to know as well this is really odd. Cold Zero going to pick up 1 kill there. Bit of fire damage on Fallen, going to push him back, but Cold's got a great angle on this bomb site. Looked like a bit of a run boost in towards the middle. Not going to catch anybody. Still, 3 on 4 with 28 seconds, and how are they going to make this work?
Especially with Forrest over towards the B bomb site. It seems like they're fully committing to try to sell this A hit.
Yeah. They're really faking it out. Tarek and Cold Zero aren't moving at all. They're not buying this whatsoever. With 15 seconds, that's pretty much... I mean, Forrest, we're going to walk into an AWP shot right then and there. Stewie, great follow-up, almost taking down Rez. Time is going to run out here, and he has to either try and save or die really quickly before the timer. He's going to have to try and save it, so looks like he's going to be successful in doing that. Still, that's 4 in a row here for MiBR. They're doing a really, really good job early on.
Yeah, just... able to turn the tides around after a really good start from NiP there. And a little bit questionable decision-making from NiP side there. I think if you're actually going to commit to this and have Forrest be the sole player towards B with a bomb and all those things going for you, you need to make more of a noise. You need to commit harder. Even though it might look stupid on the side of the the NiP players going towards A, you just kind of have to sacrifice your body at that point to make sure that you get some sort of reaction from MiBR, because it's like you mentioned, there was no reaction, no reason for MiBR to move at that point because they hadn't spotted a bomb, they hadn't seen people. So you're not gonna fool MiBR that way. They're not gonna just blindly blank on all the protocols that you set up for normal defenses and do a 4-man stack on A for no good reason.
Especially when they've been winning 3 in a row, right? That means they have like that sort of calm about them. It's like, all right, this is working. No one's seen the bomb. Let's not do anything silly.
Exactly.
Puts NiP in a bit of a pickle here.
Yeah.
3 deagles that saved AK-47 and the flashbang C-75 on Get Right. At the very minimum, I feel like they need to do some good damage here. Like, get 3 kills in this round, then we're talking. Yeah. If not, then I don't know.
I'm actually kind of curious whether or not I would have preferred Rez to actually go down in that round. Simply because he would have had the loss bonus, and that would have set him up obviously better for the next round where NiP are going to buy.
Yeah.
The big issue here is that because he didn't get any sort of income for it, yeah, he's going to be able to buy an AK, but it's not going to be, you know, with fully implemented utility and all that kind of good stuff that you need to have a successful T-sides a lot of the time. You need the utility, the smokes, the Molotovs to get map control.
Forrest is down. Dennis hoping that there was going to be a challenge there from CT spawn. Now he's going to crouch into the AWP. Not even close to being able to get that shot off. Gonna put up a smoke and run towards the B bomb side. Already Cold Cirrus in position here from the kitchen, and there's also a player at bench. Tarek is ready on that side, so Rez getting 1 good kill in the round, but that's pretty much all it is. And as you said, because he was lacking the round loss bonus, he's still gonna be able to buy this next round. It won't be with a lot of utility, but I guess it can still work here. 5-4, 5 rounds in a row for MiBR.
Heating up.
Yeah, this is a really, really good game, and NiP must be a bit frustrated because they were off to a good start of their own, and it's been kind of cancelled out a little bit now.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm really curious to see how it kind of evolves with NiP as well, just as a team in general, is the fact that they don't necessarily have a dedicated op. As you can see, there's 5 rifles, again, somewhat limited due to utility, but they don't have a clear-cut go-to opper. How do they deal with double op setups? That's one of the hardest things to actually break through with just rifles, limited utility and whatnot, unless you have an opper on your side who's able to take aggressive duels.
They're going to be pushing Tarek. He misses the first chance. Smoke's going to go down in front, so going to be a full-on retake here. That doesn't happen every day on the B bomb site. Fur going to challenge it with a flashbang. This is so dangerous. I kind of expected out of Fur. It is his style of play, but that might have actually cost them a little bit too much. Now the retake is too far gone. They're looking for exits, which is just fine. Stewie covering the one side and Tarek and Cold in the middle. So maybe they could steal some guns away from NiP, but that was, I mean, that was one way of defeating one of the ops in the B bomb side, right? The speed behind that made it very hard for Tarek to, like, he had 1 shot and that was it. Yeah,
then again, as you mentioned, once he misses that one opportunity, it pretty much becomes mom spaghetti all over his shirt.
I like that.
But that's nice. I even like the way MiBR actually approached the attempt at a retake. It might look silly because Fur is just going in so gung-ho that you know, he doesn't have anyone around it. But I think that's the entire idea behind it as well. Because as you said, full-on retakes towards that B bomb side doesn't happen too often. NiP haven't had to expend that much utility. They still have 5 players alive who are going to have utility to actually hold off a potential retake. So you send in Fur immediately because he's the closest person outside of Tarek who's already been smoked off. If he finds just 1 frag, that still puts you inside the game. I think just a straight-up 5v5 retake on that side is nearly impossible because it's just too narrow to actually have the benefit of utilizing all 5 players on your side.
Yeah, they certainly called it quits pretty soon after they lost Fur, and fair play to them.
And one team that's really good at actually just, you know, taking their losses for what it is and being able to move forward with it is Astralis. Notorious for just being able to hold on to their weapons if they recognize that it's not a favorable situation. We're not in a scenario or not at a part of a game where it's a do or die kind of a round. They'll happily save with 4 players or 3 or what have you, just because they know they come into the next round so much stronger.
Well, timeout here is going to be gone in a couple of seconds. AKs all around on the NiP side, and again the double up there on the MiBR side. Fair play, they did save it, so we'll see. Rez, quick. I thought maybe he was going to run up the ramp to try and take that fight. He thought better of it. It's possible to do that, though.
It's interesting, though, to see from MiBR. In the previous round, we saw a 4-man stack around that A-bomb side, obviously with 2 players focused on middle. This time around, a bit of a different look at it. You've got Colzera on Catwalk together with Fur, and then Tarek posted up in Apps. And only Stewie and Fallen really...
This is going to be a quick hit. Look, they're already on the A-bomb side. MiBR might not actually be ready for this. Stewie going to be going down. Just so many people here. They actually were just grouped up on the A-ramp, and by the time the hit came in, there was almost no signal. The bomb is down, and MiBR are going to be a little bit confused. How did they just manage to call that almost from spawn? I mean, that distraction in middle wasn't even that much of it. It was just the fact that they were through that ramp smoke so fast. You can definitely retake A, but again, you need some of the early kills going your way. Already a little bit of a tag, and Dennis finding that kill on Fallen is not bad at all. 5 versus 3, and they are just stuck where they are, looking for exits. In fact, Fur going to be the one traded at the end, so it's a great hit for NiP. That's a really, really impressive call.
Yeah, it really is. It might be a tiny bit of luck involved in it. Again, we see MiBR initially try with a bit of a stack towards A. Now they follow it up with stack towards B. Nicely done by Coldzera. He's going to be able to pick up the op as well. But yeah, like, fortune favors the bold, I guess. NiP with an early call towards A, and it works out splendidly. And as you said, like, Stewie in that situation, he gets so caught off by surprise, and so does the entirety of the MiBR team, that he needs to find at least one kill if they're going to have any shot of a retake.
If only fortune favored the bold Moses, then he'd be in a perfect spot, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and I think, you know, just boldness in general, not a lot of luck favoring you at that point.
Oh god, again they're going to go through the smoke. Fur is going to be going down. That, I mean, again, the pressure here for NiP after losing 5 in a row. They're really angry now. The grenade follow up, and Rez, can he take that fight in the corner? Stewie up in the apartments. There's so much chaos in this round. Stewie, can he capitalize on it? He's got the position, but now he's walking right into the shot. He didn't see it, just out of the corner of his eye. Now still coming back into it. Coldzera landing 2 beautiful kills before the bomb even goes down. That looked like a 1 NiP round. He sees the shadow res. He definitely knows.
He has to know that he's on top, but I guess he knows that he has to fall out off that angle. Doesn't want to take the challenge initially. Is Tarek actually going to be bold enough to go through the murder hole here?
Timing is everything. Cold going to look for it. Instant shot, turning around. Rez, he's going to get run down with the wrong knife out, I guess. Oh god, that's heartbreaking.
If he only had a throwing knife, right?
Yeah, throwing knife would have done some shurikens, would have made his day. Man, that's a heartbreak. He had the right idea all along. Definitely well played on his part. But yeah. That's MiBR. I don't know how they win that round. Coldzera is just a monster right now.
Yeah, Tarek picking up that 1 frag as well from Catwalk. That's finding Get Right initially. I think that would have been like the anchor for NiP's afterplant defense there.
Coldest 12 and 7, so
he's doing his part.
Yeah, that's bad news all around if you're on the NiP side. Definitely don't want him playing well. It's been like a while since we've seen like a really, really good, like classic Coldzera performance.
Yeah. We've seen Centaurus drop 35. We're 35 plus on Mirage already, so why not Cold? Stewie tries to get aggressive with the pick and some mid before the smoke goes down. Doesn't find a frag though. The NiP slowing things down. They had quite the tempo for the last 2 rounds there, diving through smokes as only Stewie knows how. Finding pretty decent success. I mean, even if they don't win that previous round, I would still call that a very successful take of the A-bomb site on NiP's end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Force probably thought he was safe as soon as he got into that cubby of connector, but Fallen, eyes wide open. He's gonna be able to find one, and finally an opening as well for MiBR.
Yeah, look at first position up in the palace here. That's going to be.
As well.
I mean, even if they win the fight out of connector now, he's probably going to ruin the day, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we saw Stewie in a similar situation, right? It's just extremely unfortunate for him that you have, I think it was Rez on top of balcony, who just spots him out. Otherwise, that's looking like a double kill for Stewie and a pretty easy round for MiBR.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the similar scenario now for NiP, where they have to be aware of it. Otherwise, Fur will actually just destroy you.
Shot. Dennis will revenge the kill at least. 4 on 3 now, only 24 seconds. That bomb plant has got to go through uninterrupted. Fur, not really in a position, different position. Maybe he could have actually got the bomb kill if they had found a default. Lekro still going to be going down, and now Dennis and Get Right. How do you win your way out of this one? 2 on 4. Yeah, the bomb is down, but there are just so many players to kill on the other side. Get Right trying his best, but MiBR are going to win the round. 7-6 now. Keeping that double up alive a hell of a long time at the moment.
Yeah, really, they're doing a really solid job of actually maintaining their economy, even though they're losing a lot of players, and it's been close rounds. They've lost a few here and there, but they're still able to fully equip themselves each and every round.
Really, really impressive. And NiP, they will buy into this one. It's going to be slightly sketchy, but
yeah.
I mean, 6 rounds on the T side is not bad at all for NiP. Even if they don't get another round here, that's still pretty respectable.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, especially considering the fact that some of these rounds could have swung in their favor as well. I mean, we can keep in consideration that they did win the pistol, which is obviously a big benefit, but it's easier said than done to just win out the 2, I guess, bonus rounds as they are known. This time, though, a bit of a different approach. Curious to see if Lekro in mid there is going to be in contact.
Making a bit of noise, but look, NiP are tired of losing to that guy in Palace. They've done it twice now, so they're just going to put 2 people up there. A lot of trading. Stewie going to be careful he doesn't get shot as he's falling back through. Still a 3-on-3. The bomb is actually lost for a minute, but this is still a pretty good take for NiP. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, with the smoke down as well, that allows Rez to pick up the bomb here.
Oh no, Lekro and Tarek. I think Tarek heard it.
Yeah.
He's going to go back. He was just running the other way, and he's definitely caught on. Lekro going to win the fight anyway. My God, that's
so impressive.
Yeah, a huge kill to be winning of the Cold Sierra. Going to be taking down Forest. It's getting a bit awkward once again. Stewie had the right idea, but unable to catch anyone. He sees it, takes the face right off of Rez, forced out with the Molotov, and now it's Lekro sneaking back. They knew where he was. They don't know where he is now. Stewie going to be going down immediately. And now Lekro on the other side. Cold Sierra going to win the fight once again. MiBR, a big round win here. 14 kills on Cold now. And 8 rounds on the board.
So close, though.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that Lekro goes for the counterintuitive play, which is obviously, given the plant, it's not the plant for the connector area. It's safe to assume that, you know, a normal player would have gone the entire route around back towards T-spawn, played it from pit, but Lekro actually sees it as his best opportunity to swing back into connector and potentially push any sort of diffuser. And I think it's the right call to make in that kind of situation. You see how easily he gets the drop on Stewie there initially. Nearly wins out the duel versus Cold as well. He's being really aggressive here now in mid. Second time around.
I kind of like this from NiP. It's a style that we haven't seen from them for a while here. Forest going to be charging right through. Again, they're trading evenly. If you're on the T side, you just love that. No problem at all. All they need to do is win the after plants, which has not been easy for them at all. Tarek going to be taking down Get Right. Rez going for the bomb plant. No one there to interrupt him. And actually, Cold Sierra and Tarek weren't really sure about this. I think they were confused by the speed so much that they were still in the B bomb site by the time the bomb goes down. Fallen going to reconnect back through the middle with the AWP. And Forest and Rez alone on the NiP side. A lot of time is being wasted right now. Just MiBR slow to get to the site, slow on the retake. Rez going to take the face away from Fallen there. No problem at all. Bomb ticking so far. Tarek and Cold Sierra, they're going to have to be lightning fast to make this work. Beautiful hold from Rez. He's finally down and out of Forest. He's so deep on that ramp. Cold tapping the bomb, but you can already tell there's no time. It's going to be a 7th round for NiP. I think that's a huge win for them. 8-7 is such a good score.
Oh, absolutely, and especially given how of all the retakes and retake situations after plants we've been in, this was probably the least likely for them to win out in.
Yeah.
Just very well done by Rez there. And yeah, as you said, probably might have been a bit of a miscommunication on the side of MiBR there, given how late the rotation between from Cold and Tarek was from the B bomb side. But it's also in part because NiP, you know, purposefully send one player towards that B bomb site to keep their attention and maintain that. And then it's really tough to deal with how high of a tempo they've been having for the last, I think, 4 or 5 rounds of the T half. They were just really in the face of MiBR, so it's really hard to really communicate properly during those hectic times.
I just love the pace that NiP set for this first half. I think it's very exciting to watch. Not a lot of hesitation, just committing to the plan. Ooh. And MiBR doing a similar thing, although that's a great shot down. Lekro to try and follow it up. That's still a beautiful double kill, taking down Stewie and Fur. And now the smoke up in the window here, making sure that they can at least get the bomb plant down. Cold Sierra's looking back around middle as Tarek goes down. It's looking worse and worse here for the MiBR side. If NiP win this round, got a great shot of actually maybe even winning the map here. Cold, they even called that. They knew that was going to happen. Really well done. And
Rez with a cheeky
little teabag going on.
Yeah, sending a message. He finally Tarek just randomly spamming through the smoke in front of window. So
I want to see more of that too, you know, especially out of the Swedish players, right?
Yeah, normally they're pretty quaint guys, like just sitting quietly, showing up to their events. You got Forced event, you know, on occasion throwing out the eyebrows, but yeah, Rez showing some attitude there, and here you can see it in the replay as well. This is, you know,
God,
ice cold calculation from Rez's part,
well,
obviously.
Look at Tarek, man, he's not happy at all, is he?
Yeah.
I can't really blame him.
And obviously he wants to do well too, considering, I mean, finally a CS event in Turkey, Istanbul, means a lot to Tarek, obviously.
I didn't even know he's actually spoke Turkish. I was kind of surprised by that. But,
yeah, I know he's played a couple of games as well with the Space Soldiers online, which is pretty fun.
Amazing. So, Rez going to be put under a lot of pressure. Going to be 3 people coming through the smoke, and We'll see if the flashbang setup is going to catch him or not. You could see they're absolutely ready for it. One flashbang here from Fallen goes right over it. Doesn't actually catch him, and that's all he needed to get that first kill. And that will slow down the whole push. And bomb plant now is very unlikely, as you could tell. Stewie does get a good headshot in, but they line up for Forest. And NiP will win the round, only losing 2 players. I guess that's okay.
Yeah, no, you can live with that, but keep in mind that was a minimal investment from MiBR. They got the bomb plant as well and the pistol, so that means we're going to see AKs and Galils coming out from the North American / Brazilian squad.
Can we just call them the American? Or
yeah, I was about to say, because they really captured all of the Americans. Same thing with Liquid as well, because they've got Canadians in there as well, so they went even further north.
Yeah, maybe one day we can have one with, you know...
Americas.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Brazilian, Canadian, and
we got Brazil.
US.
Brazil, yeah, we have everything in Liquid. Taco.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about Taco.
Full trajectory. So the more Americas you get, the more unity you get across the entire region, the better you do.
Yes, indeed. MiBR grouping up outside of B. Very limited map control on the rest of it. I mean, look at what Dennis is seeing right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, not the ball.
Absolutely nothing, yeah. But he's waiting for sound cues here, obviously forced to take the initial contact. But he's not going to be so lucky, and I guess at some point, maybe you expect Dennis to actually peer out off of a flash or something to that effect. First, snuck his way closer to mid at least, but...
That's really cool. The smoking connector from outside of B and then reconnecting back in the middle, but Dennis is going to shut it down. Big triple, taking down Cold Fur and Stewie. That is, I mean, whatever plan was there is obviously going to be absolutely dead.
Dead now. I'm surprised by how Forrest was able to get a head connection there on one of the players from MiBR running out, because he was smoked off.
Yeah.
Just making Dennis' life so much easier as well. Taking initial contact and doing a ton of damage without even being visible. Fallen. It's going to have to find an opening here. It does find Rez, so alleviates some pressure, but they still need to get a bomb plant down. That's going to be really tough. Look at the positioning from Get right here. He's ready to pounce on this the second he hears the sound of the bomb.
Fallen's waiting such a long time. 17 seconds. Now he's moving into position. Tarek there to cover him. It's not bad. This is really well played from MiBR. Win or lose this round, this is still an impressive job. The fact that they've got even into this position right now. Get right going to be taking down Tarek, and now it's all on Fallen. Bit of damage output. Oh my god, what a great crouch spray right in to take him down. Forrest and Necro, and the grenade will end it. Seems almost unsportsmanlike, doesn't it? Give him the chance. But of course they won't. 10-8. I'm impressed that MiBR fought their way back into even trying contend for that round.
Just getting a bomb plant in that kind of situation as well. I mean, they lose 3 players off the bat. They do pretty much 0 damage to any of the NiP players.
Yeah.
They could so easily get shut out, and at that point, you can't even think about getting a buy in here. They could, if they want to, force up here. Would probably it would probably age Yanko about 5 years if they did. But you know, at least they set themselves a lot better up for the remainder of the half.
Yeah,
you'd like to see that from them, and that's kind of been the I guess the theme of MiBR as well, or you know, back to when they were SK as well, or Luminosity for that matter. The fact that they were able to just keep themselves in the game in the most unlikely of situations. They would win rounds they weren't meant to win, and even if they lose some of these rounds, they chip away at the opponent's economy to the point where they act, when they first win a round, it's like the back of their enemy just snaps completely.
Yeah. That does happen a lot. I mean, in the past you saw it, the sort of a landslide that would come from just winning a single round. And
oh yeah.
I don't know. It's maybe it's just more difficult to do that nowadays. Maybe there are so many good teams that it's getting more tricky, because Fnatic used to do it as well. The French used to do it back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like people have figured out how to
cope.
How to cope in some fashion.
Yeah. I think we're seeing more and more of a shift towards actually going less for heroic rounds in that sense, saving earlier on, being more adamant about holding on to your equipment. And that actually plays a pretty big part, especially, you know, some people think it's only going to last into the following round, but this actually is something that stays with you for the better part of a half. For now, Lekra, though, he's the sole defender on B here.
His AK-47 in hand. They have armor on a couple of people. Doing a little bit of damage, but look at how many angles just open up. And as soon as they're at that window, he knows it's going to be very hard to hold on to it. Stewie putting a bit of pressure, even just jumping in for the window. That's actually maybe going to confuse them a bit. The flashbang follow-up is absolutely beautiful, shutting down Dennis and Get Right. And Forrest and Rez, I don't know about this, just probably back on out of here and save what you can.
Yeah, Rez does spot out the incoming pincer from MiBR. He's in a bit of a rough spot here. He doesn't know where to turn at this point. I might even think that our first member is going to be low. Actually deals with that really nicely. Finds the head of Tarek. So Stewie's not going to be able to hunt after him either. Down to 3 HP. So might be a hope for NiP to hold on to 2 weapons.
Yeah, but what an incredible job from MiBR.
Definitely, and again, we saw this in the first half as well. NiP got away with at least 2 rounds off of MiBR stacks towards one of the bomb sites, like heavily favoring pressure. If it's because of reads they've made, if they watch through demos, if it's been part of their preparation to see what kind of tendencies these teams do in certain situations, that could play into it. But so far, it's bit MiBR twice, and now it's beginning to bite NiP.
It's not even the kill on Lekr. I mean, that's obviously the thing that opens it, but that flashbang to go and retake Kitchen.
Oh yeah, those 2 are just gone forever.
Yeah, there's no chance, right? Can't see anything.
Everyone ran towards the light.
Usually a good thing, but
yeah, light at the end of the tunnel. This was more like the stairway to heaven kind of light.
It was.
Forest though, very aggressive posturing here in middle. Oh, smoke baits. He's gonna have a really hard time actually coming out of this, but actually finds Stewie somehow, some way. Whenever you see smoke down, you kind of favor Stewie, right?
Yeah, but I feel like NiP have had a lot of these shots, right? Like Forest did in that previous round, as you said, where
Rez
Dennis was
the pistol.
Rez and the pistol. They must be getting slightly frustrated. You could see earlier on the player cam, Tarek certainly was. 10-9 now. 4-on-5 favoring NiP. They lost this map to Space Soldiers in the last round robin. Now we'll see if they could do it again, and this time with a better result. For sneaking on in there, get rights on the other side, a bit of noise, and the bomb is over here as well. Does look like it's going to be the B bomb site with 40 seconds left, but Lekr, yeah, that kill is so huge. There's nobody coming from Catwalk. Forest is holding that side of it, so they've got a great defense, and what are they going to do, MiBR?
Fallen seemingly wants to rotate over towards A. I think that's the right call, but they still have to deal with Forest. The second Fallen tries to get up here with the bomb. Here we go, bomb down, 25 seconds. How do you recoup this if you're Fur?
Flashbang into the sky. It's a really good idea, but Forest could see enough to get that one. Triple on him, and 9-11 is the scoreline. 21st round coming up, and I guess they can still buy on the MiBR side. Just 3 out of 5 can.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is, we talked about how well they did to actually get bomb plants in pretty hopeless situations. This is where it comes into play. Gives them more chances than they necessarily would have had to actually grab 1 round back. But you can also see, like, at the end there, Force actually just refusing to pick up the AWP.
Yeah.
It's how adamant NiP are, leading more towards becoming a team similar to what we see in Team Liquid, where there's not necessarily a clear-cut upper. Nitro will pick it up at times, but it's not something they rely on. It's not something they base their style of play around either. So it's kind of cool to see teams making that kind of a different play style work.
And if anyone was going to do it on the NiP side, probably would be Forest, right?
Yeah.
Like he's actually really good with that weapon. But yeah, I appreciate the fact that they don't have to.
Stick to their guns, literally.
Yeah. Just why not? If it's working, and right now it is. They're up 2 rounds against MiBR, who have bought into the round. A lot of utility on 3 of them. The rest on pistols, which is fine. Maybe they could find some way of opening up, and this is going to get shut down. Rez and Dennis would do great openings.
Rez in the Pronax position. Very heavily used by Pronax early on.
Speaking of which, one of the admins that's behind MiBR kind of looks like Pronax, I realized.
I wonder.
I feel like, sure, his career has been on hold for a long time now, but,
Still made his mark on CS history for sure.
Yeah, I kind of want... It was such a wonderful story when he came in like early on in 14 and just led that team to victory. I kind of want to see him do it again. Like he's almost like a Swedish version of MSL in that sense, Give him some young players, let him build something, it'd be fun.
See what he's going to be able to do. He does have a team right now, Chaos or Digital Chaos he's playing with, so might be able to muster up something there. For now though, MiBR, they need to muster up something big. Down 2 players. Already spotted out 1. Stewie's not going to be lucky enough to catch the back of anyone. Instead, it's going to be Lekr to just further the gap. Well, MiBR did a good job earlier on of making the best out of a hopeless situation, but can they do it again? It's very much needed.
2-on-5 this time. It's a beautiful shot from Cold Zero, but they had to have that follow-up. Bomb will go down, sure, but Fallen's just completely surrounded, and Dennis will take him down. That's going to be 12-9 now. NiP edging their way closer to a victory. They look very confident in this map. I mean, it was hard to deal with Santaris and his, 40 kills or whatever ridiculous number it was, but this is looking like more of a fight here. 19 kills on Rez.
Yeah, he's been doing really well for himself. Pretty much the entirety of that NiP squad have been fragging out pretty well. So nobody really like lagging behind in that sense. Yeah, Dennis just letting it go.
They're at it again. He even gets that last one. What are we up to? Like 30% of the NiP kills in this game are just through smokes?
I don't know what they're doing. We talked about how the silhouettes are not visible for the players. I think we might have to double check on that.
Maybe it's something they've been practicing. Playing Counter-Strike blindfolded, maybe?
Well, yeah. Just to know the angles. Well, knowing the angles is what Dennis does. So finds Stewie. Tries to jump over towards the side. Obviously, not the biggest of investments here from MiBR. It's an eke around.
He was flashed standing on top of a NiP player there at the end. I think it was Forrest. That's pretty funny. 13-9. And 23rd round now. Things are looking much better here for NiP. It'd be a huge success if they could pick up this win against MiBR.
Yeah.
I feel like because of the way that it works and how the point. I mean, it's obviously like it really does matter if you win some of these early rounds here.
Oh yeah.
Especially because Astralis in the mix somewhere for both these teams later on. So that can be.
Everybody's ready to take the L.
That could be.
Matchup.
Hopefully, I don't think that's how they actually think of it.
No, you would imagine they go for a victory, obviously.
But there is obviously a chance that that could be one of the teams you just almost can't beat in a best of one. Long range is Forrest going to take down one. This time Fallen going to be the one to return, so a little bit of smoke action once again. It's still a 3-on-4 because they did get that early kill in for won that first fight, so it's looking good right now.
For dealing with Rez's aggression through underpass. So finally things going in MiBR's way to start things off. But I like this even early on from NiP. You could see a pretty clear idea that they want to stack towards that B bomb side, even though they have obviously no information as to what's going on the T side here. But they've posted up with 2 players towards B. And, Get Right fairly nearby, so he would be able to respond to any sort of call for emergency. Now they're actually circumventing. They're going aggressive here, and they do have the money for this as well.
Yeah.
So they don't really have to play scared, and I like this from NiP.
Oh, they might get the information just a bit late, though. I mean, Lecro's by now calling out, saying there's nobody at B, but Dennis and Gerard can't really do more to rotate to A than they already are. It's a good attempt. And Get Right. If he could have had that kill, maybe they could have shut something down. A lot of damage on 3 out of 4 here on the MiBR side, but still not enough. Lecro making a bit of noise coming around the corner. Tarek heard that. He was trying to be quick about it, but it does not work out.
Now it's a lot of damage on 4 players of MiBR's side.
Yeah, absolutely.
If only they had, the print enable, Dennis could have gone for it.
Yeah.
You only need to connect with 1 bullet on 3.
That doesn't exist for a good reason, though.
Yeah, exactly.
In pro-level play. Although, did we ever try in Global Offensive to play with the instant fade to black?
I don't think we have. Or maybe very initially, for some tournaments, but then again, like how would you actually uphold that rule, right? Like in the past, it used to be like you're not allowed to talk the second the screen goes fully to black.
Yeah.
Most teams just disregarded that, and no tournament happens. We're really in a spot where they would actually say anything.
I feel like it's too late now, isn't it? Like we've played this for with sort of a mostly similar rule set for a long time.
Finally, MiBR finding a frag through a smoke. They get to return the favor.
Yeah, Fallen playing the odds. They can't win every single fight to the smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
They've done it like 9 out of 10 times. Dice have no memory, I suppose, so gotta be careful.
Yeah. Oh, Rez. He wants to. Okay, I thought he initially wanted to do similar to what we saw Dennis do, post up aggressively in mid. Especially MiBR once again not immediately fighting for mid control here with the initial smokes. It does give some leeway for NiP to get into forward positions. Now we're gonna see Tarek throw out that mid smoke. But again, seems like MiBR made the call pretty much right off the bat here. Yeah. Similar to what you mentioned NiP did for one of their later buy rounds on their T side. Just no real map control, no real information to play off of, and the only thing they've given away really is that one smoke at the top of mid. It's going to be all about how well they can execute onto A.
If they can smoke off Rez and Dennis, I mean, pretty much all of NiP are probably going to get smoked off at this point, so it'll be interesting to see how the Swedes cope with that. Cold Zero going to be the late lurker, probably playing through underpass later in this round. All of them are down, you can see the wall happening there, and Dennis and Rez just focusing on holding middle, which is probably smart. I mean, eventually they're going to have to come back. Get Right is down immediately, so that's a great kill from Stewie. Picking him off, bomb is going to be planted, and there's nobody there to stop it. And Cold is still sneaking through middle. Again, very patient. Forrest is taking a detour through T-spawn while all of this is happening. And Cold Zero going to go for the fight. He wins it immediately. Dennis is down as well, so that is a round 1 here. 5 versus 2, and a great job from MiBR. When NiP were sort of setting this up from spawn, it was very quick, right? This is a very slow round on MiBR, but it worked perfectly.
Oh, yeah. It was really well done by them, and again, it really comes down to, I think in that kind of situation, I think Garay does a really good job of delaying the initial push from MiBR, but if it doesn't spot anyone committing to the push through the Molotov, he has to get out of dodge early on. He doesn't have anyone to trade off any sort of kills, and he still has to worry about 2 angles because they haven't smoked off apps. So 2 venues for MiBR to potentially punish him from, and not a whole lot of favorable chances for him to actually get multiple kills, which is what he needs in that scenario. So I think you're better off, if you're NiP, to go for a full-on 5-man retake. And obviously, those kind of like split-second decisions are really tough to make right then and there.
Yeah.
And again, you do become a hero if you're able to find a multi-kill in that kind of situation, because it deflates the push from MiBR so heavily. They already committed Cold Zero over to the other side of the map, and at that point, you're trying to take an A-bomb site versus 2 to 3 defenders with only 2 players, and you still have to try to get a bomb plant down.
Yeah, you could understand what he wanted to do. I mean,
yeah,
the rest of his team were kind of blocked off towards connector as well, so
and it seems like he has some regrets as to what happened.
Not happy about that. Hindsight is 20/20, you know. Shouldn't have done that. That's a mistake.
Can we rewind that round?
It's very hard to know what the right way of playing it is. I mean, he looked like he was falling back through the smoke. Like, he wasn't sort of standing and fighting forever, right? He was like, yeah, I'll just get like a couple of shots out and that's it. And then he didn't.
Stu was too precise.
Yeah. 13 to 11 now. 25th round coming up. Bomb is in T-spawn, so it looks like another slow round from our MiBR.
Oh.
Just gonna...
I like that idea from Rez. Normally you'd see teams actually place that Molotov on top of the ledge where he puts down the smoke simply because they want an opper to not peek above it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the Molotov, if you put it down on the stairs, to actually spread on top of the guy holding with an op. So it gives you a potential to, yeah, you take some fire damage, but you actually get an opening kill for the CT side. It's a really cool idea from Rez, but doesn't pan out.
Get Right able to see the feet of Stewie, but there's 3 people now coming in from the other side, and the timing just does not work out in his favor.
So quick from Fallen.
Yeah, it really was. And like, you can see the way that Get Right was sort of peeking that, you know, at intervals, and he just stepped right into the shot. Timing was about as good as it could get from Fallen there. Rez and Lekro now holding the site. It's not going to be easy either. Fire right behind him. He's not feeling very comfortable right now, and Lekro just setting up here. He knows he has to get the first kill to save his teammate. Rez gonna get a headshot as well. This is a beautiful defense from 2 players. Lekro with the triple, shutting every single player down. That's so hard to do. That's essentially a 2-on-4 on that bomb site, and they completely knocked him out. Lekro is a hero. If he plays that one defensively, Rez is gonna get overwhelmed, and the bomb site falls. Yeah.
Especially because, yeah, that, again, once you lose control over the bomb site, that activates Cold Zero that much more. So that pretty much had to happen. And I think it's a bit of a botched Molotov from MiBR's side. You could see the Molotov right in front of the triple boxes on the bomb site there, but then go far enough back to actually force Lekro out of position where he would have had to play more defensively. And nets him 3 kills. That's massive for them. 14 rounds for the Swedes would be, even though they've already done it, you know, in this week pretty much, taking down MiBR on Mirage, as you mentioned, given how they started the tournament with a loss to Space Soldiers, this would mean so much to them.
There's so much fire around Lekro in the beginning of this fight as well. I'm kind of impressed that he held his cool.
Step into it.
Yeah, like even like 2 ticks of damage, even if it wasn't going to kill him, could be easily enough for you to miss that first shot, right? Like, you know, you're confused or whatever is happening.
I'd miss that 9 out of 10 times.
with a lot of anger to follow, I seem to remember.
Oh god, yes. Tables and chairs and everything would be punished severely.
14-11 now. It's looking very good for NiP here early on in Istanbul. They almost made that comeback work against Space Soldiers, though. That was going to be very hard with Santaras just on a different level, it seemed. But here against MiBR, great start to the first half. 8-7, slightly in MiBR's favor, but they win the pistol, and they almost don't let go after that. It's been quite beautiful.
Just a very through and through solid game from them so far. First able to sneak up here through connector. Well, it doesn't get too far. Rez as his eyes peered. Get right as well. Done significant damage off the Fallen. This might be where it all falls apart for MiBR.
Yeah, definitely. They need the money as well. They can't really afford to lose much more. Get right, almost got taken out, but he stayed alive to get that headshot on Stewie, and that might have been enough here. 4 on 3, low health on Fallen. He's going to be very, very easy to take down. Cold Syrup, not able to find the timing in the middle there, and just be flashed in. I mean, it's a good idea, but no one there to be caught either. Jumping on down to the low ground. Tarek and Fallen in a miserable position right now. Everybody's shown up, and Tarek just... Can you find anything at all? He's being slightly backed up here. Goes for the spray. He even read that the next fight happening. It's not a bad idea at all, but they're not going to be able to win it. 15-11. And a very, very hard round for MiBR to win. NiP are just playing a great game right now. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, really. It's just solid from start to finish. And again, yeah, as you mentioned, Get Right finding that one frag on Stewie when he's on low HP, tucked away into a corner. Does everything for them. And again, yeah, even in situations like that 2v4 that can spin out of control, again, if you're not too careful in NiP's position.
Yeah.
But they make sure that they double up. They're always in like a tag team duo.
And I was going to say, we talked about NiP not sort of being too AWP heavy, and then when they pick it up, it's Rez and Lekro that do it, and it's working beautifully right now. So none on the offensive side, but here on the defensive side, they're just going to go for it. Fur trying to track him down with the CSET 75. That is an impressive kill. Shutting down Get Right. Now he's in window. Can he catch Lekro? Oh, not quite. He wanted to double up on the aggression. But
still low, giving them the real estate here towards A.
Yeah, bomb being planted in the safety of the boxes. Dennis spots one falling back. A really slow retake from the V-bomb side. Forrest and Lekro now just starting to make their way out as Dennis walks in. He's got pretty much no backup here. He's just making it happen. Stewie down in the middle. Excellent pick off, and the grenade going to put a bit of pressure on Lekro. Actually, a lot of pressure. That's dead on perfect, and Lekro might have a really hard time. He's going to get shot down. Stewie holding the middle. And Dennis and Rez. Yeah, no chance. Rez... the AWP in hand, better to fall back and save it here. MiBR holding NiP right at the edge of winning the map. Can he even get this AWP out of the way?
Well, for those of you tuning in from the A stream, welcome to the very finishing end of this game between MiBR and NiP. As you can see, MiP playing a stellar game so far at match point up against the Brazilian/North American squad.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It was 8-7 in favor of MiBR at the end of the half, and then NiP won the pistol on the second half and just did a great job. I mean, they've been looking like an incredible team. MiBR, I don't know, this T side seems a little bit less dedicated than what NiP was showing us. I feel like NiP sort of made a plan and followed through, even if it was a rough start to some of those plans. Yeah. They kind of like just drove it all the way home in some of those T rounds.
Yeah, and they didn't do it in like first gear or something. That was sixth gear the entire way. They were so quick about what they wanted to do at any given time, and it really felt like MiBR felt flustered for a lot of the time on their CT side.
Yeah, because there are some teams when they play that T side, right? They end up looking for like, oh, we need an early fight. Let's win this first fight, and then we see what happens, right? NiP were just saying, we don't actually. We're fine with trading, 2 for 2, so it's a 3-on-3. We'll just do that, and then the bomb is down, and we'll try and go for it, and then
it's like the first fight they take is pretty much committing their entire team. It's just like, yeah, this is it. This is the big battle.
I really enjoyed that.
Right now, though, no investment really from the side of NiP. Deciding to basically play on the bit of a cushion they have going forward. Only Rez with that off save from the previous round. To be fair, still possible to get some work done with that as well. Right now, though, he's posted up towards that B bomb site. Not any MiB members nearby. Curious to see how aggro he's actually going to be with this as well.
I like the idea of Rez having that orb over there. I mean, they've stacked 3 people in a position that maybe could be a bit scary, but yeah, I think this is a good idea. The only risk of putting the orb alone is if it dies, you can't really pick it up again. So
Yeah,
that's
very true. And I mean, I guess NiP probably won't shed too many tears about that, considering outside of just picking up ops every now and again on the CT side, they haven't really decided to invest all that much into snipers for the better part of this game.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be able to make it work regardless. Getright's getting really aggressive here in A-Halls. He's going to get a fair bit of information. It might be misleading information as well, though.
Yeah, he might be calling out, listen, there's really not much of a lean here on the A side when in fact 3 of them are coming up connectors, so Forrest is going back to check Lekros at CT spawn, Dennis by the window. They are kind of circling the bomb side right now, but they still need to win that first fight. That makes all the difference, and look at how close MiBR. No signal, no noise, right around the corner. Finally, he sees it, but it's going to be too late. Bomb will go down, Tarek with a big opening kill. Follow up here from Fur. It's not very common that you get to sneak that far in long range, and it's actually pretty impressive. Forrest landing the headshot, even reading the second fight, but Rez is going to be the last one, and he does not get to keep the AWP. 13-15, MiBR. They have a very, very good shot at bringing this to overtime right now.
They really do. NiP, though, they're actually going to opt to buy in here, yeah. A little bit surprised by that. Lekro obviously is able to get an op, some utility as well, but not necessarily the best of buys all around on their side.
Yeah, and I just remembered as well, there is no overtime. Just to...
Oh yeah, that's a draw. Yeah, that's true.
So obviously that plays itself out in points instead. So, and that, I mean...
I guess for MiBR, they can be happy with that, obviously considering the situation they find themselves in, but obviously because they won their first match versus Cloud9 as well. For NiP, having been this close to potentially knock out MiBR as well, or not knock out, but get the W.
Yeah.
That means so much more to them, considering the fact that they did lose versus Space Soldiers.
Or later on in the group stage, if you end up in a position where suddenly you have a draw instead of a win, that could be the difference, right?
Yeah.
Only the top 2 teams make it out to the grand final. So yeah, there's a lot on the line here. Every single match is going to have a huge impact on who gets to go play that best of 3 at the end of it. Of course, all the teams will be playing in the arena, which is still good fun.
Which looks super sick, by the way.
It's going to be crazy in there tomorrow, I can guarantee it. Getright alone on the A-bomb site. NiP not looking for a draw, looking instead for that win. Looks like an A execute from MiBR, not messing around here.
And they've found a lot of success towards A here on their T side, and again we're seeing something that NiP found success with earlier on. Dennis posted up in the middle here. He's not going to find any sort of action. Instead, it's a pretty free passage for MiBR onto A. Getright nearly gets caught out. Still alive though. So close to actually finding potentially 2 frags there. Red's gotten into a cheeky position here. Finds Tarek up at abs.
That is very hard. I mean, he got 1 kill, that's great, but he was trapped from so many different angles. And Dennis sneaking around. Cold Cirrus holding this position, but he's jumping as he comes around the corner, and that's a big problem. Dennis still going down, and Forrest out of bullets. 1 more would have done it against Fur.
It's that silence cold.
Yeah, it really is. That's an incredible peek there. Running through the C-75. Forrest jumping on over. He's going to get caught midair. Another round, 14-15. Right on the edge are NiP, but their money is so broken right now. This could very well be a draw. And from MiBR's point of view, that would be, as you said, that'd definitely be a bit of a win right now. NiP, I think they must be frustrated.
Do you think Forrest gets that kill if he has the unsilenced Colt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does.
Do you see any upside to the silenced Colt?
I can't.
Outside of personal preference?
No, I can't really play with it. Like, I know people. I get really upset when people kill me with it.
So, oh yeah.
So maybe there's like a
mental edge.
Yeah, that really annoys me. But
that is unfortunate. That could have been such a big swing as well. He knew. Obviously, you could tell he knew that the player from MiBR towards Tetris was low in HP, just diving after it. Because if he could get out of dodge from that point on, he could play the 1v1 and kind of reset everything.
Yeah. There was a lot going on in that round. I mean, Dennis got the kill on ramp, but then they couldn't really combine for the retake. Like, he got taken down almost immediately afterwards from Fur, I think. So that was unfortunate.
This time, though, not the buy you want to see if you're an NiP fan. Sees that on Forrest, UMP on Rez. Mag 7 on Lekro, Scout for Dennis, and not a whole lot of utility. Dennis is going to have to find some tags here. And
Dennis is kind of a crazy player, though. I mean, this is a sort of round where You'd want to see him jump around, even have a little bit of fun, you know.
Absolutely.
Get some random headshots.
Oh, cold.
Yeah, it's a great angle, great off angle. Very hard to read if you're Forest, and gets taken down. No challenge there. This A execute has been working really well for MiBR. You can't really blame them for returning to it round after round here. Especially now that NiP have very little to try and hold it off with. Get Right gets out of the fire. That's good news. Oh, there it is. Headshot from one. And Dennis, he's got one more shot at it. And Get Right's going to be taking down Tarek. They've lost Dennis to the fire in the meantime, and they know Get Right's in here. And they're just going to be crouching. It's a very smart play from Stewie. Looking almost impossible. Lancro going to be in a 1 versus 3. It's long range as well. Yeah, the USP might be even better for it. He's just charging in there. But there's no chance at all. 15-15. That is going to be the draw happening here between NiP and MiBR.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from MiBR to being able to bring that back from the brink of destruction pretty much.
Yeah.
It was looking so solid from NiP almost